share here. Screen sharing here. Sharing. Could you open that link? Okay, that's good. That's great. It's coming from the iCloud. Okay, so let me go here. And okay, this is the here. Yeah, today I'm going to give a short introduction, not in detail, about the artificial intelligence. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me anytime during the talk, because the AI is it's much popular in the industry scale, healthcare. So healthcare, manufacturing, social media, even in the education. Today's talk is just about the how the AI is used, what is AI, what is the disadvantage of using AI, and what are the advantages of using AI. And
excuse me, sir. We are unable to view your screen. Screen is not being shared.
Oh no, you can say we can.
It is in the link.
Yeah,
Given
it's in the
link, yes.
iCloud.
Yeah, it's in the iCloud, sir.
It's moving through.
Okay, thank you.
When I change my screen, you can see that change, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's gonna be really faster. So, how many of you guys are much familiar with the AI? Yeah, I think all of you, right?
More like I watched Matrix.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Kind of familiar.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, so this time is like people are more working on the AI and everywhere, like not on the computer science, but it's working in the science, space science, medical, and so their hope is that artificial intelligence can work like what we work today. So this is the, I think you're familiar with the movie, right? Many movie you watched in the past. Which movie you watched in here? Terminator. This is I watched like 20 years ago, Terminator. And that's Matrix. Yeah, Matrix, right? Okay.
Yes.
Because this movie they released that movie based on the thinking of AI. AI means machine, intelligent of the machine. The machine can do anything like human can do, right? And now it is turning into the reality. I mean, the machine can do, right? There are so many examples. Machine is taking the human work. Even by just clicking the one or two button, they can work everything. So, yeah, and this is in the process of development, right? People are working hard to make a more intelligent machine, and in the future you will see more that type of machine. But AI is not only that robot, right? It's a very big field. So you cannot think like the AI is just like a robot. Your smartphone or any other smart devices, smart watch, there's a smart watch. These are also the example of the AI. So what is AI? So Yeah, AI is the is a computer programs. It's a computer programs, and that computer programs includes the complex mathematics, and there's a database, data connections, everything, and that mathematics and computer programming include algorithms. We call the algorithms, right? And then algorithms allow the machines to perform the uh, human level functions, like they can quickly make your transactions in the different bank. They can quickly do the estimates of any complex machines, right? Like a car, helicopter, airplanes. So because of that programming. And there is a history of AI, right? It started from the computer. People started working in computer in Second World War in 1945 began because they started building the computer in order to get the information from one country to another country. Like Germany started the war in Second World War, right? And then the United Kingdom wanted to pull that military informations using some kind of a code, and they started building the computer in Second World War. And what is the AI? They did not define the AI at that time. Even they did not know that, but they had some concept like the machine can interact with a human, like anything. So human, so they can communicate with the human. Yeah, they have some concept in there, and there is Turing test. You know, you guys are familiar with Turing test. I mean, there's a computer and they asks the questions, right? And human asks the question and computer replies, right? And then they score it. So some kind of the interaction. How old are you? What is your name? Something like that, and computer machine reply. And now there's Sophia, AlphaGo, the Siri. I think you are familiar with the Siri. It is in the iPhone. Apple developed in the iPhone 4, I think, in the iPhone 4 or yeah, in 2011. And that Siri can communicate with the human right now. I mean, you can ask the Siri, like, how is the weather today? And Siri reply, okay, weather is good. You can travel outside, something like that. And there's a Google also. Google also developed the Google Voice, right? Which is famous. And then Alexia, which is the Amazon chatbot. It is highly popular. I mean, it can communicate with different devices. It also help to search in your local database. So this is the natural language processing system. It's a highly good. And Sophia, it's a new highly complex artificial intelligence. It can communicate in different way, like a human. Yeah, so very popular. You can search in the Google what is Sophia, what is AlphaGo. The AlphaGo is it's a recent game developed by the Google, right? It beats the professional human that the machine beats the first time the highly professional human in the AlphaGo. So this is the history, and still people are working hard to make the better machine. And what is the example of AI, right? You can translate your language from English to Chinese, right? For example, if you go to a Chinese restaurant in Beijing, you don't understand the people talking about what food you can order there, right, in the restaurant. Where you don't know. So, but you can translate that to your English language to Chinese language and they will understand, yeah, what you want to ask. Means you don't have to learn many languages these days. If you have a device and you know the 1 or 2 languages, you can travel around the world easy, can fix. Yeah. So that this is the AI quickly learn. And chatbot, okay, this is like Siri and Alexa, Google Voice. This is very popular because people can communicate more often these days. Even in the customer service phone line, right? So many people are talking. These days, there is a computer. They can handle most of your problem, right? And they also redirect your call in certain portion. So chatbots is highly popular. Yeah, okay. And facial recognition, I think you saw in some of the English sci-fi movie, right? Facial recognition. That so your camera on your phone can recognize you who you are, because in your face is a geometry, right? There's a nose, there's eye, there's mouth, and there's color also, what type of color you are in your face. And this is your computer can recognize that part and can tell who you are. But it is so faster, can recognize 1,000 of million people in an hour, right? But we can do it. As a woman, we can not recognize 1,000 people in 1 hour. It's impossible. So the computer can do it. So we cannot speak like 20, 25, 100 language, but that language translator can do it. So the machine is so powerful in many ways than human. So how does AI work? So this is very important, right? How that the AI is working. So one of the question is like how we learn when you born, when you are a child, right? How did you learn this surrounding? How did you learn language? How did you know that you have some relatives in your family, right? How did you know the people around your neighborhood, right? Because you learn by somebody tell you that, oh, this is your uncle, this is your aunt, this is your brother, right? And this is your elephant, cow, everything somebody tells you. And you also learn the language because you are trained. You are trained with the people, society, schools, right? And the mind process that system, mind and recognize the everything. When you see something and that image will go in your mind and the mind process it and you can recognize it. Means, oh, this is elephant, right? This is cow. This is a helicopter. I mean, you can, because this is already know it. If you see something in first time, you cannot say what it is, right? You cannot say, okay, this is something similar to giraffe or something similar to other animals, but you cannot say what it is, right? Similar way, how computer learn, right? There's algorithms in the AI computer, right? And we provide the information, like we provide a lot of information, like for example, if we are going to classify the animals, right? Animals, 1,000 animals, 1,000 types of animals, right? And you have to give the image of the animals to the computer. At the same time, you have to give the name on the side of that image. So this is the cow. This is cow. This is the back of the cow. This is the front of the cow. This is the side of the cow. Okay, and it learns. It learns because it understand the geometry of the pictures and understand the color, understand the shape of that animal's image, right? And then when the algorithm is ready, means it is trained. We call it train algorithm, and when you give any pictures, it can classify it. Okay, this is a cow, this is buffalo, this is something like that, right? So it's the same thing. Like it is the concept is same. The concept, the learning, the human learning and the machine learning is pretty much same, because the machine also will be trained by the informations, and we are also trained from that informations. So, and we also like, okay, this is the highway we can travel, and outside the highway we cannot travel, right? This is, we learn from there. So similarly, that it is a smart car, right? Self-driving car also learn from that way. So the process is same, but this algorithm is so smart, right? It includes a lot of components, programming, computer hardware, especially, and mathematics, complex mathematics. So, and we create the machine. That's called we call machine learning, right? And that machine is the brain. That algorithm is the brain of that machine. And next step is where we are using AI. Yeah, so I mean, this day we are using a lot. But where we are using smartphone, right? I think you all guys have a smartphone. Samsung, iPhone, some LG smartphone, right? So the smartphone is one of the example of the AI, right? It's a personal and home assistant component. And this is Google. This is and yeah, there's the interaction. So that smart chatbot can interact with it. I mean, they change the temperature of my room, right? It changes the thermostat, the reading, right? It changes because it's connected to the internet, and it changes the light, the dim light, make it dim light. Means the light bulb is connected to the internet, and that your voice will go and change that light, whether dim or bright or something else, right? And the grocery, yeah. So you'll see more and more robot in the coming future. The grocery, there's Amazon is one of the largest e-commerce in the world, right? They're making too many robots for the grocery delivery, because this is much cheaper than the human. Human can sometimes steal the grocery or something else when it deliver things, but the robot is so like honest, right? You cannot do it. This is honest. And so it also we don't provide the salary to the robot, so it works free, but it requires some kind of the energy, electricity, maybe battery or programs, or we have to maintain that robot. So, but we don't have to provide the salary to the robot. So that's why people are using it. Medical field, yes. One of the very fascinating field in the technology is the medical field, because we experienced that, you guys experienced the COVID-19. Yeah, so it's destroying the world. So, I mean, it's destroying the world at the same time. It's changing the world from different things. Like it's changing the technology, it's changing the way we communicate, way we gather, social things. So it's also changing the medical. So people don't want to go to the hospital and bring the COVID-19 disease to their home, right? They don't want to go to the crowd. So what they can do, right? They are making the robot, right? The robot can handle the very sick people, right? Because the robot cannot catch the virus. And other things is like there's a virtual medical service. You don't have to go to the doctor. You can talk the doctor from your phone and tell what you have, right? What type of symptoms you have. Either you have the COVID-19 or something else. So you can talk, a doctor sometime visit in your home. You don't have to go to the hospital because you communicate, doctor visit your hospital in your home and can provide some suggestions so what you can do. So there is a virtual, there's no hospital, but there is a service. So just think about it. There's no physical building, but there is something that going on that is working like a hospital. There will be no college, but you are learning, right? You are getting certificate. You are learning new things. And this is called virtual college. I mean, there's no pillar, there is no building, there is no administration. Everybody is working from their home, parking lot, some from their backyard, right? But everything is working like a college or something like that, right? So this is the virtual world, but it's working like the real world. So that's doing by, yeah, we can, the AI is doing that type of things, right? So providing the education. So I mean, educations and, oh, sorry, I jump a little more here. Finance, okay. Finance is one of the one of the major part everywhere. There's transaction, cash transaction. If you go to the shopping mall, you have to pay for money. If you want to buy something, you can order from the online. You can use the credit card, debit card to pay something. So, and there's a stock exchange. Have you heard that? Stock exchange? Yeah, high frequency trading. Yeah, I mean, fine. And you go to the college and read the finance, and you know that what is the that is stock exchange. That is done by the just computer programming, not by the human, right? I mean, in 1 second, the computer can do thousands, a million transactions, but we cannot do that in a minute or an hour. So the finance is, the AI is reshaping the finance world. It's a very, very powerful things. So you can send the money to your friends using just one button. You don't have to go to the bank. You don't have to wait the line for an hour. You can do everything in 1 minute. That's why the technology is so important, right? You can order your grocery in your home. You don't have to travel to the grocery store and buy. You can order from grocery or any clothes or anything from your home. So that's why the finance is also the major part of AI development. Yeah, other things is very popular. I mean, we can use in Nepal. So like safety and security, like this very popular, right? Rhino, the porch, they're hunting the rhino, but we can use the AI to detect them or track them. And city are very dangerous place to live these days because of the crime, many crime and other many things, right? Terrorism, crime. So city can be viewed by the drone. The city can be watched from the drone and quickly identify what is the very the strange behavior in the city. Is something is going to happen, or something is trying to do very nasty things in the city. You can detect that using the drone. And other thing is accident, car accident. Yeah, million people are dying every year from the road accident. Like in Nepal and India, the road are so crowded, right? More traffic, and people, cattle are also walking in the same road, sharing the same road, right? And there are so many accidents. So the people are changing the car. So the car is smart, like a smartphone that can detect the passenger who is walking in the road, and it automatically push the brake. The driver doesn't have to push the brake, but car automatically push the brake if he sees something in front, right? And safety in the airport, there is just checking safety, terrorism checking. So this is very, very important field of the AI. People can use it. Yeah, you can use it. So self-driving machine. So yeah, this is the future of the AI, self-driving. You don't have to drive your car from one place to another place. Car drive you. If you just sit in the car and the car identify the road, lane of the road, and GPS will drive the car from one place to another place. And and people think that this will be more powerful in next 10 or 20 years. The Tesla already released a very powerful car. You can see the Tesla here. They automatically detect the lane of the road, right? And there are so many sensors in the car. So this sensor figure out why it's coming. It's something not right. Okay, let's move to the next. Okay, and where we are using the another space in, I think, space and space technology in the next century is people can travel to the space. This is very fascinating things. Like we can travel to the moon. Elon Musk, which is the pioneer in the AI, is working to send people in the Mars, and there is a space tourism, galactics. What is the Virgin Galactics? You can try that if you Google. This is they are making them some aircraft to take the people into the space, right? A space station or somewhere, and then using the technology. So we can travel to the space in some future. You guys are so lucky. So you can travel to the space. So part of the warfare, I mean, this is the war, right? We don't like war. We don't want people killing. But the war is like, it's one of the sophisticated field technology. And every country is spending a lot of money in the war, right? There is a conflict going on in China and India, Pakistan and India, United States and other country. And they are spending a lot of money making the technology in the war. So they can reduce the number of casualty from their side, and they can win the enemy. That is the goal, taking a war. And and there's a computer system they are making, and the computer system quickly scans the surrounding. I think you guys play some of the the game, warfare game, right, in the computer. There's there's some kind of people release very popular. Yes, there's I don't know. I don't remember that, but this is so dangerous, right? If somebody powerful country made the very AI, it can kill 1,000 people. Can kill the entire world, right? This is gonna be the dangerous. So there should be the rule in the AI. So people are making the law in the AI also. We don't have a law, perfect law, but how we can operate the AI, where we can operate the AI, who gonna operate the AI, right? This should be the big law. And this is one of the good field, but also dangerous. But there's so much money that people are spending on that. So I want to give you some career advice, right? If you want to do something in the AI, right? AI and the machine learning and technology, right? Especially in the technology, what knowledge you should have to learn something. You should have one of these. You should be more strong in mathematics. So this is the fundamental things, because I came from the physics background, right? I learned computer when I came in the United States. I learned the programming, but I had some good understanding about the mathematics. So once I graduated from the college, and then I moved to the AI field, from physics to AI field, means that mathematics helped me to get this type of job here. And basic algorithms, you should know that, right? Short algorithms, this type of things, calculus and machine learning algorithm. This is the one of the part of the AI, right? But this time, if you are in the school right now or in the junior level of college, that college mathematics is a little bit harder for you, right? But still you can learn it. But one thing you can learn today is the programming. You can learn the program, Python, one of the popular programming, C++, C, Java. These programs, you can learn this programming from today. And learning is free. I mean, you don't have to, if you only depends on the college educations, teachers, the book written in the 10 years ago and never updated, you will be behind the time, right? You have, the college, this college education, even in the United States, many colleges, this college education is not sufficient to drive the people, because there's so much things in the internet, so you can learn, right? From YouTube. YouTube is one of the biggest YouTube university, right? And you will get a job. Not these days, you'll get job not on the basis of the certificate and the grade, how much grade you get, but on the basis of how much you learn. I mean, how you can solve the problem, right? So other skill you need is like problem solving capacity. It is one of the hardest things, right? Problem solving capacity. Even you don't know how much problem solving capacity I have, right? You think sometimes I think like, okay, I'm very smart, I can solve the problem, but sometimes in reality, you'll not get that. So you can see this any problem from the different dimension. What is the demerit? What is the disadvantage? What is the advantage? You can ask 20 questions when you see the problems. How can I solve it? How can I do it? So one of the challenging things. One of the most important skill of modern people or young people should be problem solving. If you are creative, you don't have to remember all the entire book, right? Because if you ask to the Google or you have asked to the your computer, it can reply it. You don't need that, right? But what is the purpose of learning is to solve the problem. That is the main goal. And critical thinker, you don't have to believe everything. So what people did, you have to think differently. You should be more thinker. Yeah. So that is the skill. So these are very important learning components in order to get the AI degree or AI job in the market. So these are some career advice. You can try today. It's no problem. You can get the how to learn the probability statistic calculus from the MIT and Harvard University. Yeah, pro and cons of using AI. Okay. What is the advantage and disadvantage? Yeah, why we are using the machine? Reducing the human error. Human are tired, right? Human cannot work in the 24 hours in a day, right? They can work 5 hours. Maybe sometimes they are so distracted from the community, family, society. They can, and they often do many errors in the work. And maintaining the uniformity means the same work if women can do, they do differently. So there's a variation in the work. So there's the advantage of using AI. It can work in 24 hours, right? Because it can work in the 24. If you order anything in the middle of the night, the order will be placed, right? If you can make any transaction at the night from your mobile phone, the transaction will be placed, right? That's why it works every time. So that's why people are using it. Working in hostile and difficult environment like mining, gold mining or anything, coal mining, you have to go to the ground, and many people died there because there is a very hostile environment. If you wanted to work in the desert area, it's a 50 degrees centigrade temperatures, it is very hard. So that's why the AI can work there. It's a very difficult environment. It can work in the snow, it can work in a very high temperature. So that's why it is very useful. Reducing workforce, right? Because what the company do, that they hire the people for their hire employee, but they spend a lot of money the people. Sometimes the people do not do any work. They're sitting on the chair or they're talking with another person and they don't do anything. So they want to reduce that type of people. Reducing workforce means many people will not have a job in the future. That is a problem. The AI take their job. So you should be more careful on that part, because if your college degree is not related in technology or something else, right, you'll not getting job. So unemployment, that's a problem. Unemployment will increase because the machine will take the your job and anything, consume more energy. And there's another problem of our underdeveloped countries. These things are more expensive in the first place, and expensive repairing, installing. So this is a more disadvantage of using AI. So this is the last thing, I think so. So thank you very much. Thank you, guys. So if you have any questions, if you have anything, you can ask in Nepali and English also. I can answer it.
Yes, so thank you so much. If anyone has any questions, please, the floor is open for all of you. If any one of you are wondering about what AI is, and on top of what Sir has already explained, then please do ask your questions. Anyone? Drop them in the chats.
I think I can see it in chat. Yes.
Yes, sir. So there is a question. Akriti, please. You could ask it to him.
Oh, there's a question in the chat. Okay.
Akriti, are you there?
Yeah, you can ask me questions. Yeah, like so you can ask
Sir,
me.
so there are many consequences of AI, like it can replace jobs and jobs. So what can we do about it? Because it is so unsure that even our jobs might be replaced by AI, and it will
Yeah.
cause like a problem.
Yes, I think this is a good question, right? AI can replace, but people have been using AI from last 10 or 20 years, right? But still there is a demand of the people. There is a shortage of people in the world, right? Like if you have a medical degree, at the same time, you know how to use the technology, right? How to use the smart devices, and you'll be more powerful. I mean, it is not necessary that AI will kill the job, right? Because the job is always your education is always related to the what job you will get in the future, right? For example, in Nepal, many students like to go to the medical college because there is a shortage of medical student or medical persons in the market. So I can say that AI is completely kill the job market, but there is a there will be something like a manufacturing job, right? A manufacturing construction job or something like that. I think that job will be modified and some people will be unemployed. Yeah, that is definitely. What is the other question you asked in the, what is the, I think, is that the answer of your questions?
Yes, sir. I think Akriti's question is answered. Akriti, is that all you have asked? Akriti?
Yes, Sanshi.
Sir, so there is another question. So I will read it out. Sir, could you give us some real-world example of machine learning?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so yeah, this is a good question. So machine learning is the part of the AI. It's called the engine of the AI, right? AI includes a lot of things like the input information and the output information. It looks like the human, right? We get the information from the outside. For example, something is crying, right? We recognize that somebody has a pain, somebody lost something, and we can generalize that. Why is it crying? Because something happened, right? AI also get the input information from the outside. Okay, and then there's an algorithm. This is called machine learning, right? And machine learning process that information and give output. Okay, it's this is dangerous noise, right? This is very. This is the music. This is news. This is something weird things. So machine learning is the part of the AI. You know the Facebook recognize your face, right, and automatically tag your photo to the other people, right?
Yes,
This
sir.
is the yes, it recognize your face, right? Is the facial
Yes.
recognition algorithm is there. It's called machine learning. That that's and your voice like Siri also reply your message, right? It understand your message, and there's a machine learning algorithm, and that it gives you the output what you are looking for. I mean,
Yes,
Siri,
sir.
you can, yeah. So that everywhere there is machine learning algorithm. If you see your apps in the computer, this is very tiny things, but in the back there is a machine learning algorithm is running in that apps to make that apps. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So thank you so much, sir. I
So,
hope Priya, you
I have a question
oh,
here.
yeah. Sure, sure, sure.
Excuse me, sir, I have a question. Do you think Adam optimizer is the best optimization algorithm?
This
Methodology?
one?
Adam, ADAM, Adam optimizer.
Yeah, I think yes. So you learn some machine learning, right? These days, people are working in the more deep learning, right? Than pure machine learning, right? Yeah. And there's several algorithms, thousands of algorithms in the market, right? Adam is one of the adaptive learning system, right? Yeah, it's one of the nice algorithm.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's easy.
Okay, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, sir.
Hello,
So
Hari
now,
sir.
sir, we have another question. Oh, are you still not done? Okay, please,
Fancy,
sir.
where I'm talking. Okay. Hello, Hari sir.
yes.
This is Mahendra Thapa, and I missed your talk.
Okay, no problem. You can
How are
talk
you? Look
me.
handsome, huh? With the bald hair, huh?
Yeah, it's looks good. Yeah.
Can you tell our students like, do you have any open sources where they can learn this machine learning, IoT, and then this algorithms and all those things?
Yes, sir.
Yes, there are so many open source, right? You can learn in free. One thing is you can go to the EDX. There's a edx.org. I think I can type here. Yeah. How is chat here?
EDX and Coursera.
Yeah, EDX and Coursera, but I think you have to pay a little bit money there these days. And there's a nice introductory course from the Stanford University. It's called Andrew Agee.
Yes, sir, it's machine learning by Andrew Ng.
Yeah, Andrew Agee. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of the
Andrew
best
NG.
courses.
It's the
Yeah.
best
The
course.
spelling?
Yeah, maybe I spell
ANDRU.
Andrew. Maybe I smell bad. Easy. You can Google it. Yeah, it's a very popular.
Hari sir. One more thing, like we were planning of designing a course for our students. Moreover, like all the way starting from grade 10 to undergrad level students. So will you be available if we have that course, and will you be available as an instructor?
Yeah, so you should design the course on the basis of what they learned before, right? Because it is very big field, right? I mean, AI is includes too many things. So it's a we can start from the beginning, like Python programming, right?
Okay, again, thank you. I missed your talk either. Our recording
Okay.
sorry. I'll hear your record.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you, guys. Yeah. Any questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, sir. There are some questions. So, so Bhaskar Kafle asked that when we watch something on YouTube and it recommends like the similar content the next time, is it AI or machine learning?
Yeah. It's AI. It's a AI or machine learning. It's the same
Machine learning
thing, right?
algorithm.
Yeah, it's a learning algorithms. Yeah. And then it recommend you because it recognize who you are first, right? And second, then it recognize what you see, and next time you visit in the same place, and it start recognizing a lot. It recognizing everything what you do in the YouTube, and then figure out who you are, right? And what is your interest, and what type of content you are watching every day, and you start recommending that. This is a business. This is a big business, right? They are earning a lot of money from you. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah.
Yes, sir. So there is another question as well. So is there any difference or any similarity between AI and machine learning?
I mean, AI is very big, right? AI includes a lot of things. Machine learning is the part of the AI. It's part of,
Okay, sir. Okay.
It's an engine. It's called head in your head, like. It's a machine learning.
Uh-huh.
But you have to be more familiar with the machine learning in order to in order to get an AI degree in
Okay,
your
sir.
college.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So I think we are done with the questions as well. No, sir. So there is another question as well. So what happens if we allow two chatbots to communicate with each other?
It's chat from different computer or different phone.
They have. So let's
Yeah.
consider phone for the time being.
Yeah, they can. I think they communicate each other. I mean, this is just a. There's no logic, right? AI cannot think. Right? This time, even in this time, AI cannot think about anything around the surrounding. It has no fear, right? It has no feeling. This is different from human. Right? We have feeling. We scared from anything. So it's just there's a computer program, right? And there's a machine learning algorithm, and whatever input you put, it can try to answer it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. So
there's no
thank you so
magic.
much, sir. So is there any other question? So I think we are done with the questions as well. So thank you so much for coming and educating us about AI and machine learning, because we have a lot of enthusiastic students among us as well, who are, planning to pursue a course in computer engineering and AI. So I think it is very helpful for all of us, because it's the world of computers, so a computer and artificial intelligence. So thank you so much for your presentation, sir. Thank you so much for giving your time for us. And I think that is it, sir. I think we're done with the session. Thank you so much for your amazing session. I am very sure that everyone is very grateful, and we are grateful. COPSN is very grateful as well. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Rizendra.
Hari sir.
Mahendra sir is disturbing us. Okay.
Look here, Hari. Finally, you tell, how did you feel about our students?
Yeah, that's enthusiastic, right? One of the major part.
Well, I think we should give your email ID and some kind of thing, so that if they need in future, they can contact you, right? Most of the students, maybe they want to study. And one more thing, like, did you tell them that you are from the physics background and later you went to AI or computing?
Yeah, I think I mentioned that part somewhere in the talk, right? Yeah, I forgot where I mentioned.
Yes, sir, he did talk about it.
Yeah, because I mentioned, like, I had a good background with mathematics, right? And then so.
Did you say that you and I are friends also? I'm just kidding. Okay, have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, you too. Yeah, thank you everyone. Bye. Yeah, I'm typing my email address here, so you can talk with me. This typing from this iPad is annoying. Okay, good. Thanks everyone. Bye.